Hey, my guy. My
This class prefect, he deserves an award.
Say wallahi, wallahi.
He wants me to give you guys the Lagatin first. Okay. We'll look at it, don't worry. I'll remember, I'll not forget. So we are in the jump box, right? Let me just clear the screen. So this jump box here. Okay, good. Right now, we want to now let's go and create the. I forgot we have not even created the second server. The second server is to be created, right? Let's create it quickly. That's the database. What we are assuming will be like the database server. So I click on launch instance. I should have created it all this time, but okay, it's good I'm creating with you. And let me call it database server. The same thing, Amazon Linux 2, but network we have the key pair will just use the same key pair. So take note of that. The same key pair. And then we are using the same key pair so that when we go, now this is the reason why I'm using the same key pair. Let me just draw it quickly. There are two servers we want to be moving into. So this is our jump box and this is our database server, right? And this one over here is my laptop. Now remember, my laptop has the private key on it. That's the private key. Because when I created it, automatically AWS downloaded it for me. So that's what I'm using to do the SSH into the jump box. Okay. I'm using the private key to the SSH into the jump box. Now we want to do the same SSH again from this jump box into this server over here, the database server and the private. Now, when we are even provisioning this one, now because these two servers are on the AWS network, you see, I needed to get the public IP address, right? So when I was creating this server, I asked for enable public IP because it's the public IP address I'll use to do the SSH. But when we are all on the same network, you don't need public IPs. We can make use of the internal IPs we spoke about. I told that all those 10 dots, blah, 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 they are all internal IP addresses. So right now, when they are in the same VPC, they can communicate to the internal IP addresses. So over here, I will not enable public IP address on the database server. I'll just so that we can use this own natural or normal IP address, right? The internal IP address, the 10 dot something, something, something to do the SSH. So this is just something that just take note of, right? So that when I'm doing it, you know why I'm doing that. So we will not enable, just use it. And we're using the same key to enable us to do that so that the SSH will be done easily for us. Okay, let's continue and do that quickly. It's already past my time. So we edit the network and we choose the same VPC, but the subnet will not be the same, right? This time we are going for the private subnet. And then auto assign, no, we don't need a public IP. We'll select the security group, the one with the rule that we define for the private. Then that's all. We launch this instance. So it will launch into the private subnet for us. Okay. If you have enabled the public, as if I enable the public IP, then I would have defeated the purpose, right, of it being secured in a private subnet. So that's why it's very critical. You don't forget that. Okay, let's go and check whether it's completely up. Let me refresh. Okay, the server is coming up. Version 2, we realize we don't need it again, right? Let me just terminate that one. It's cost me unnecessary money. So let's wait for the database server to come up. Okay, this should be done. Oh, it's wasting time. Almost, it will be almost up, guys. Let's be patient. There's some seconds to be up and we get out of here. Should be ready now. Okay, good. So I'm going to do the SSH connection again, right? I'm going to exit and do the SSH connection again. Then we'll see how the two of them work. So I'm clearing the screen. So now we have the two servers working. So I'm going to go to the Bastion first. Then I'll click on connect SSH client. And I pick this command over here. Right, that's why we're going to use the SSH. So for the Bastion use case, okay, I'm going to modify the command a little because the thing is that I need to push the private key. See, the private key is on my laptop. So that's what I used to do the SSH into the Bastion host. But what about if I get to the Bastion host and I want to do the SSH into the database server? I will still need the private key again. So you see the reason why I must push the private key from my local to the Bastion host. So I'm adding what we call the agent forwarding. That's what I'll do here. So I'm adding a -a flag. The A flag you see right here is the agent forwarding, right? That's all it's doing. So without the -a flag or the agent forwarding, we can log into the backend as we've already done before. But the problem is that when you are now moving to the database server, we cannot do that. So I just hit enter. And then voila, I am inside there. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, no question. Then we continue. So let's go back to the instances. Now, at the instances, now I'm inside the bastion. So I now want to do SSH from here into the database server. But as you can see with the command, when you're doing SSH, you always need the IP address, right? So I just have to know the IP address and then put it here. That's all. And I assume the private key is already there, so we'll not have to worry about it. So we just go to the instance. So I do go to connect. Over here, we can look at the private IP address. This is the private IP address. So I copy the private IP address. And then that's what we use to do the SSH, right? So over here, okay, it's even giving us the command over here. But let me try to do the SSH directly. I think because I've done the agent for it, then I think it should be available. So we have EC2 user at then the address I copied. I paste it here. Okay. I hit enter. And I see it's working. So I just type yes. And voila. I am inside the database server. How do I know? Let me do ls. ls. Wait, I'm not inside the database server. Okay, let me find the IP address first. The IP address what would let us know where we are, right? So let me just do a quick test. So let me do a touch db server .txt. Okay.
I think so. There was a permission that was denied. If you
Oh, permission issue. See, hey, what's happening to me? So permission, I think I've told you guys about permission issues before, right?
Yeah.
So the problem is that when I was running this one from my laptop, okay, the key I used, I didn't change the permission on it. So that's the only problem there. So this issue over here, guys, did you see it? Let me show you something. Let me show the exact error we are facing. So the whole thing has to do with the key. What did I paste it here? So I think I have to go back to my local machine and then change that key. Hello, guys. Are you there?
Yes, we are here.
Yes, sir, we are here.
Okay.
No, we are here.
Sir, please, a quick one. So does it mean
I'm
that
exiting from here.
the
Yes, continue. Ask a question.
does it mean that the agent forwarding didn't work?
It worked. But the only problem is that
Right.
the key, I should have, let me show you what I mean. If you come here to this step, over here, this one, this step wasn't run. So the permissions on the key, okay, good. So I've changed the permissions now. Now let's do it again, okay? So I'm SSHing into the instance. Let me use the agent for it here. Okay, that's what I did. Okay, good. Oh God, I'm tired. And now that we are here, we'll do the SSH again into the private one. Wait. Okay. I'm going to do something else, right? I think the forwarding is not going through so well. So what I want to do is that I want to just copy the key. Let me try and copy the key itself. Okay, so I will just use it from the host. So I've copied the key there. Okay, now that we've copied the key, then we'll just change the permissions on the key. So now let me just SSH into it. Okay. Let me just move the agent forward. I don't think I need it again. Over here. Bashen key EC2. Okay. Good. Okay, I have the key inside here. Then, since the Linux machine, I have to give it, let me say 400 is okay, just read. Then demo Bashen key dot perm. So I've changed the permissions here. Then let me just do the easier thing to do, right? Now I'll just use the key that I've copied onto this one to do the SSH. And this, my friends, should work. So let me add the name of the key over here. So SSH -I, the name of the key, demo Bashen dot perm. Okay, this should work. Good, it worked. So ls, yeah. So you see, I went into this server, then from this server I came here. I'll find out why that agent forwarding thing is not working. I'll go and find out. But right now I'm tired, so I just use the easier way. So the key was on my laptop. I copied it with the secure copy, right? The command I used was secure copy, this one. So I securely copied it over the internet, right? So I'm copying this key. So I'm doing a secure copy with this key, and I'm copying the same key. So secure copy works just like SSH. You cannot do SSH without a key, right? So you must always mention the key you are doing the command. So it's just like, it's as if I'm doing SSH, right? Like this. But the SSH I'm doing is like an SSH which copies things. So this SSH is just copying this file over here onto the server for me. That's all. So that when I get to the server, the key will still be there, and I'll just use that same key again to do the SSH onto the next server, which is the database. Sounds interesting, right? This is when people are running a baton. You'll be holding a baton, you run, and when you get to the next person, you give the baton to the person also uses it to continue the race. Do you all see that scenario? So the SSH key, my laptop is the one holding the SSH key. So I copied it. So the SSH key is now the baton. When I go inside the first Bashen server, I give that key, I copied it to that server. And so when that server also wants to do SSH into the database, it's also going to use that same SSH key to do the connection. So that's the whole thing I've done. That's the whole setup I've done. Very simple, very easy. Any questions? Any questions for me?
Yes, this one seems some way.
Oh, it's just interesting.
I hope that tomorrow you go over like the same process again.
Hey, my people, the recording is there. Oh.
So no, you see, I understand though, but you see, the
Uh,
way you just went about the ending here, no, the connecting the two right now,
hold on,
no,
hold on.
that's what
You
like.
have not seen people running a baton before. Let me draw it for you because you have forgotten how people run baton. So this guy here, he'll be giving his hand, right?
Yeah,
So this one, when he gets there, what is he doing? He's trying to what? Give this guy the
Mm.
thing. So this thing now they are handing over so that you can use to continue the journey. So this is my laptop. My laptop wants to get inside this one, right? But it cannot get there without using the key. So for my laptop, the key is already on my laptop. So I can do SSH directly to work. It will work. I can enter here. I can come from level 1 to level 2. But now that I'm in level 2, this level 2 also has another person he wants to give it to. He's also waiting, right? So now what does he need? So before this one also goes here, he needs that key, that same key. That is why you don't just do SSH, or I did not just do SSH and get here. And if I just do SSH and I don't give this one the key, I will get here and I cannot do SSH here. Do you understand? So that's why I just did a
yeah.
copy. I did a secure copy before I did the SSH. So I copied it securely onto this machine. So this machine will also have the key, right? Before
Oh,
I
okay.
connected here. So when I got here, I now have the key, which I can use to do another SSH into this place. Over here, I didn't have to do any secure copy because this is my last point. So if the key is here, I just had to just what? Use it to do the SSH into this machine. So this is my database. This is my database. So this is my Bastion host, right? So the logic is that from my laptop doesn't have a problem. So you can do the SSH. But if I don't copy the SSH and give the SSH to the Bastion cannot do SSH into the database server. That's why I just had to copy it. The agent forwarding should have done that, but it was failing. That's why I have to now come and manually copy it before I'll use it to do another SSH. Any questions? I've explained it.
Okay, so if you troubleshoot on that one, you can like can you brief us also on how that one also works? Because this one you see you use the shortcut, the secure copy.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll look at it if I have time.
Okay, okay.
See, guys, I'm
Okay.
tired to. It's not easy. But at least
I mean,
the logic is that you should understand. So I'm just trying to let you understand VPC, private subnets, using this whole thing. My main thing is not just to teach you
yeah.
Bastion host, but it gives you an idea of, okay, so it means that before you even get to that database server, it won't be an easy thing. You have
Yeah.
to pass through certain rules and connections before you get there. That's the whole
Mm,
idea.
okay.
Okay, team, I think it's time. Time is up. I'll make sure the recordings are available. These recordings are on my laptop now. I'll make sure they are available. I'll give it to the administrator and then he will upload them for you. Hopefully, you have them. Else, I can just upload them to YouTube and just share the links with you right now. If any of them that works, we'll see what to do. Have a wonderful evening. Take care of yourself. Okay, bye bye.
Bye.